Oh God. Family body shaming is so hard and deep, and you have no need to tolerate it. You absolutely do not have to take that from anyone. Your family body shaming you because they think they're doing you a favor, or they're just reenacting whoever body shamed them when they're young. It's completely unacceptable. You are so within your right to say that that is an unacceptable way for you to be spoken to, that it is not helping, that it is making your heart hurt and it is worsening your mental health condition, and that they are not allowed to talk to you like that. And if they do, you're going to stop talking to them. You reserve the right to protect yourself. We talk so much about self-defense of our bodies, but we don't talk enough about self-defense of the mind. And I think that that is a vital practice. And when someone is making you feel bad about yourself, that's not going to lead to a healthier habit. Shame leads to eating more than you want, or eating less than you want, or exercising more than is good for your body, or exercising less than is good for your body. It leads to unhealthy, emergency, quick fix, bad habits. And so they are just contributing to your decline. They're not lifting you up, and they're not inspiring you to do what is intuitively best for you, because they're making you feel bad about yourself. And people who feel bad about themselves make bad decisions. I fucking hate seeing myself on camera. It makes me feel sick. I have to do it sometimes just to check that I don't have a lump of hair that's doing this, like that, which it frequently does because I have very staticky hair. But I have to watch The Good Place like this, if I watch it at all. And it happens to my detriment, to the point where I didn't watch myself on TV for like the first 3 years of my hosting career back in England. And so I didn't know that I was shit at hosting because I'd never watched myself back. So that was unfortunate. I wouldn't recommend that. I would just push through and watch so you can see what mistakes you're making, because that can be embarrassing and sometimes lose you a job. But I've just decided to try to not engage that much with my appearance. And so unless I absolutely have to for work, I just don't want to see it. And I accept that I have body dysmorphia, and I'm not going to torture myself by making myself do something that makes me feel uncomfortable. So I tend to avoid it as much as possible and just get on with my day and get on with my life and accept that I am worthy of respect whatever I look like. And so it's not my responsibility to please others with my appearance. It's not my responsibility to even please myself. This is a body that has to get me from A to B and do what I want. And if I choose to, I can dress it up in colourful, fun, arty things. But beyond that, it's just a body that is here to support my brain. And my brain is the thing that matters the most to me. So there. I started in activism when I was 19 because I'd been really anorexic from the age of about 11 until 19. And then I got hit by a car and broke my back and gained like 5.5 stone, that's 75 pounds, and my body changed unrecognisably. And I also had lost the ability to walk, so it just sort of knocked some sense into me. I suddenly had this completely different body, the kind of body type that I would have normally been completely terrified of. But I looked at that body with love because this body could move again. Like, I'd recovered from breaking my back, and I realised how much I'd taken my body for granted, how much we are taught to never acknowledge or feel grateful for the many things our bodies do for us. Even if you can't walk, your heart beats, your lungs work so you can breathe, you can swallow. These are all amazing gifts, like amazing, complicated, interesting mechanisms that your bodies can perform. So it just sort of jolted me into action of realising that, oh God, the fashion industry and our society as a whole had really fucked me up about my body image. And that was the first time I felt like I had to start speaking up and speaking out and raising awareness about how toxic media was for young people. But it got really serious when I was about 26, when I became a sort of well-known TV host in England, and I got fat shamed by all the newspapers for gaining some weight, and I was a radio DJ. I was like, I'm on the fucking radio, you can't see me. Why do you need to know I'm thin over the airwaves, you complete lunatics? They needed me to be a thin person over the radio. So I started having these pictures taken of me, like from underneath, and of my thighs and of my bum, and like pictures of my buttocks when I was bending over getting my keys at 7 a.m. outside my own front door, plastered across the front cover of tabloid magazines, next to particularly thin, particularly poised and pretty pictures of me at my skinniest, to make the comparison and make it look like I've somehow failed. And that was it. I was done. I was just like, this is so unfeminist, that we are so far behind that this is still how we value women. And that was the first time I started to really aggressively fight back. And I would go and make speeches in Houses of Parliament in front of the government and create petitions. I released 3 plus-size clothing lines, started writing about it all the time. And since I was 26, which is 8 years ago now, I have used, I'd say, almost every single press opportunity I've ever had to raise these issues and talk about this stuff. People think I only started in 2018 and that I'm Tahani in real life and The Good Place is a fucking documentary. But I've been in this game for 14 years, longer than some of you have been alive. I really care about this, but I'd say it was about 8 years ago that I became diehard. I'm just really lucky that I had The Good Place to take that to the next level because of the platform I had. And now I will never shut the fuck up about this until it stops. Until shame takes a day off, I won't. I totally suffer from imposter syndrome. I have always suffered from imposter syndrome. It doesn't help that every time I do a job, I've never done that job before. So in Hollywood, I literally am an imposter. I had no business being on The Good Place. I'd never acted before. But regardless, I still won that audition fair and square. I didn't sleep with anyone to get it because I'm not very good at sex, so that would not have gotten me the job. But regardless, I think even if I was really qualified at something, I wouldn't feel like I was, because women inherently, especially women of colour, are always told that there's no space for us. And if we manage to sneak in, be very quiet and don't alert anyone to your presence, otherwise they'll kick you out because you don't deserve to be there. So my way of dealing with imposter syndrome is not to bother to try and boost myself up, because I personally find that too hard. Just started to find an ease in imposter syndrome and look at it in a fun way as like, oh, look at what I'm getting away with. And that's made it quite exciting. I find imposter syndrome really exciting, and I've decided that it's not allowed to dictate whether or not I feel like I should still go forward. I look at imposter syndrome as a challenge now, and I'm like, you know what? It doesn't matter if I deserve to be here or not. I'm here now, so let's see how much I can get away with, how many snacks I can get for free, and how happy I can be and how much I can learn. Fuck it. What other choice do we have? You don't have to deal with imposter syndrome. Just try and ignore it. It doesn't matter. It's not real.